Hello, everyone. Welcome into the Viewhouse Centennial for an insane victory Monday, because it was an absolutely insane victory. And we're so thrilled to have one of our favorites, Marvin Mims Jr., in the house to join us. Marv, have you caught your breath yet after that one?
Not yet. It's still kind of crazy, just the difference of emotions. And I know for the fans it was a lot, but being a player, it's insane. And just being out there, especially for me, it's like special teams offense. Oh, they get a pick, we got to go back out there, we got to score, and then just all the quick fire plays we did towards the end of the game, too. Yeah. So I was gassed, emotionally and physically.
Like they talk in basketball about a guy's just like shooting unconscious when he's just like in the zone. It felt like that's what was going on with the offense in the fourth quarter. I mean, what was it like when you were out there?
Yeah, I mean, it was, at the end of the day, Bo kind of said, he was like, hey, we got to be able to make plays. And, he's putting the ball up there for people to make plays, and it helped us make a lot of explosive plays in that time. We ended up getting in the end zone, too. So it was really good. It was insane. I've never been part of something like it.
Yeah. It's interesting because you talk about like the emotional game, and people always talk about like the emotional letdown. How do you kind of move forward and not let those emotions just keep going? Because it is a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I think for me, this is probably the toughest game to kind of like get over, just because of how far we came back, what all happened, the emotional, strain of the whole game. But, when we come in, tomorrow and start looking at the Cowboys, we'll just kind of shift our minds and focus to the next opponent. They're really good offense, good defense, and they're going to come out here and just, we might have to put a lot of points again. So we're just going to come out here and play good ball.
You mentioned your workload, and it's kind of increasingly gone up and up. I think you played your most snaps maybe in this last game. How do you kind of stay physically and mentally focused when you're doing so much?
Yeah, physically it's just kind of preparation throughout the week and just trying to get my body right week after week. And then mentally it can be a lot, especially with me playing, being a returner, doing some special team stuff, and then being a receiver and doing some running back stuff too. So sometimes it's a lot, but, the coaches help me out a lot. And then, as far as the other guys go, whether I need to get a breather or not, other guys can fill in other roles, and I feel like that's helped a lot this year.
I always wonder with special teams, you're so good at it. Do you still enjoy it as much as being a returner, or would you like to focus full on offense? Where do you fall?
I like it. For me, it's another opportunity to make big plays, and that's what I love to do. So being a returner has been a lot of fun in my past 2 years in this career. And I just want to keep on doing it as long as I can. Yeah,
you're one of the best. The rules kind of continually keep changing. How do you feel about where they're at now?
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. For me, it's still getting kind of adjusted to. My whole life I've had the regular kickoff rule.
Yeah.
And then come in rookie year and have it too, and then they change it. So you can still see it in the league. There's a lot of adjusting. Some kickers want to kick, a normal ball. Some kickers want to kick kind of the ugly ones. And then some of them miss the target zone, and the ball goes out to the 40. And, special teams coaches piss, defensive coaches piss. So, at the end of the day, everything's changing. Rules will change, yardage will change until we find the perfect fit.
Yeah, all right, I love it. You had a lot of great catches in the game, but, I got to ask you about the one that everybody's like, was that meant to go to you on the final drive? Was that meant for you or for Court?
That was definitely meant for Court. It's funny because I was just running my route, and part of me thought, like, hey, if Court catches this, like, I need to go back to be able to spec the ball.
Yeah.
And so I get to about 30 yards, get further than Court's depth, and I turn around, and it looks like the ball is coming right to me. And, last second I see Court just like cross my face, and I just catch the ball, and then like it's the craziest thing that's never happened with us running that play. So that was a huge moment for us.
Yeah, that was insane. Right place, right time. What was Court like? Yo, that was mine.
No, he didn't say anything. I think he was more tired than anybody. He didn't say anything. We just went on about it, and then after the game we laughed about it.
I love it.
The situation, and then we watched it this morning. And everybody laughed about it.
Yeah, doesn't matter who caught it because it was key, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It was like so interesting. I don't know if there's like an answer to this. I don't know if you like know it, how you guys just like flipped that switch almost in the fourth quarter. Was there something tangible to what wasn't working in the first three and then just exploded in the fourth?
I think a lot of it is just in the moment knowing we need to have it. And, even with us, we talked about this morning and how we just need to be better in the first half, and especially the first couple drives in the game. And we talked about us as an offense and our identity. And when we get that first down, we become a very dangerous offense because everyone's kind of getting in the rhythm, everyone's playing smooth. And as Bo Nix goes, we go, and everyone wants to make his job a lot easier. And I know that as a receiver group, we try to make his job as easy as we can, as far as painting pictures for him, as far as route depth, all that stuff. So the more we can do that as an offense, the better we'll be.
I absolutely love it. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Bo Nix and the offense on the other side. Welcome back into Xfinity Monday Live, a victory Monday here at the Viewhouse Centennial. And we got our favorite, Marvin Mims, in the house. And Marv, you were mentioning that you wanted to make life easier for Bo Nix, but yesterday was the first quarterback ever to throw for 2 touchdowns, run for 2 touchdowns in the same quarter, in clutch time. What is it about him that ignites? People are talking about, is he the new comeback kid, right? Move over John Elway. What is it about him that with that clutch gene?
Yeah, I think with Bo, he's just never unfazed. And I think that's a huge thing about our offense. I mean, the way the game was going, I mean, we couldn't stick a drive to save our lives yesterday. And, just Bo just kind of getting in the huddle and be like, hey, we need it right here, we need it right now. And just him being unfazed, whether he gets hit, whether he throws a pick, like, it doesn't matter. I mean, the next play is always his best play, and he always puts his body on the line for us, and we just want to go out there and do the same thing for him.
I think it's so impressive that you guys kind of never wavered, right? I mean, to be shut out through 3 quarters, a lot of people might be like, it's not our day. Troy gets the ricochet touchdown. They get a ricochet touchdown.
Yeah.
How did you guys just, stick with it?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, football is such a weird game because it's not like basketball.
Yeah.
You can't score and then go get a stop on the other side. You just got to depend on your teammates and, just hope for the best while you're on the sideline. And it's a weird thing, but at the end of the day, you can just only control what you can control.
Yeah. I want to talk a little about Court, who's really just emerged. We've seen it the last few years as such a big leader on this team. Can you talk about what Court kind of means to the wide receiver room and just to this team?
Yeah, I think Court is just such a great vocal leader for this team, being a guy who's been here and seen it all, been through it all.
Yeah.
Able to get him to the playoffs last year was a huge thing for us. And, just in the receiver room, I mean, talk about like a big brother to everybody in that room. He's welcoming arms to everybody, always wants to hang out, especially when we're in London. Like every night he wants to go to a restaurant, get something to eat. But Portland Sutton's just a great guy. I mean, someone you can really depend on. If you need anything, he'll either answer it or he'll find someone who can. And he just turned 30. So we're all making fun of him how old he is now. But, he's a great guy. He's been a huge help to all of us.
Yeah, 30 is the dirtiest word in the NFL, worse than anything else. Sean Payton yesterday said, today's not going to be as much fun as yesterday. What was it like watching film? I mean, what was the reality of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a lot to correct, especially in the first couple series, first couple quarters. And then later on, you start to see some good stuff, but still a lot of stuff to correct. Coach always loves to say that football is an imperfect game, and, you just got to get to the next play in the next series and just try to handle it as best as you can.
It was interesting, kind of the reaction post-game. There was a lot of relief. There was a lot of elation. But like J.K. Dobbins said he almost felt like you guys lost. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, just offensively, it was not going good at first, and just we had to figure things out, inward and outward, just in ourselves and as a unit. But at the end of the day, we were able to come through with a win. As crazy as it was, as crazy as it seemed, and the emotional roller coaster through it all. But, especially in the NFL, you'll take wins.
Yeah.
And especially in a game like this, you just know you have a lot to correct and a lot to get better. So that's kind of what we did today, and we'll keep on doing it as the weeks go along. Well,
now you're 5-2. You're top of the AFC West. How significant is that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's always good to be at top of the division.
Yeah.
And, we know that it's not, a forever thing and that we have a lot of games left to play. So we just got to keep knocking wood as the season goes on, week by week, and just handle it so we can stay at the top.
I like it. What's that? Knock, chop wood, carry
chop
water.
Wood.
What's all the cliche phrases?
Yeah,
iron sharpens
like
iron.
Yeah.
I need a couple of those. All right, Marv, we got to take a break here on Xfinity Monday Live. We got to get caught up on today's news and weather. For that, we send it back over to the station. That's where we find our guy, Michael Spencer. Michael, thank you so much. It's time now for the People Want to Know. People Want to Know brought to you by Common Spirit, official healthcare partner for the Denver Broncos and champions for the communities we serve. We got all sorts of questions, Marv, but Tom wants to know, what's your pregame meal?
Pregame meal? Ooh. For me personally, I kind of struggle to eat on game days.
Okay.
So I'm like a real amped up game days, kind of nervous. So for me, I always either eat grits or grapes.
Okay.
Something kind of carby. Something still kind of low, but nothing crazy.
How many grapes?
Good amount. I can snack on grapes all day. Yeah.
Wow, so you go through the whole game and you don't eat till after?
Sometimes I don't even eat after, which is terrible. Nutritionist is probably going to be very pissed off I'm saying this right now.
Oh my gosh.
It's not good.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What's your favorite splurge meal then?
My favorite splurge meal?
Yeah.
That's a great question. So, every time someone asks me, my favorite food, I always say, chips and queso.
Okay.
And they always get on to me for it.
Why?
But that's, for me, that's, my favorite.
Okay.
If we go anywhere and they have chips and queso, that's my appetizer. Sometimes I have it as, the main course.
Okay.
But chips and queso are by far my favorite.
Why do they get on you for it?
Because they say, oh, it's not, an actual food, blah, blah, blah. But, for me, I love chips and queso.
Yep. I think it's an actual food. I'd say it's absolutely an actual food. That is the People Want to Know, brought to you by Common Spirit. We got to take a break. Up next, we got to talk about something that I think you probably don't want to talk about, but we're going to talk about it when we come back. And such a thrill tonight. We got Marvin Mims Jr. in the house. And Marv, I got to talk about a picture that kind of went viral. Red River, and you had to show up in burnt orange. How painful was it? We could see the pain in your eyes.
Yeah.
How painful was it to have to put that on?
Oh, it was very painful. And honestly, like, I didn't realize how ugly of a color that was until I had it on. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like the bright, like, you know, kind of cool
Broncos
orange.
orange,
It's like
yeah.
a dark, sad orange. So it sucked.
It was the bet with who was the bet with?
Jade Barron.
It was with Jade.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
lost to a rookie. Marv.
Yep, lost to a rookie.
Well, I guess you didn't.
Lost to a rookie. And it's funny because, like, we were all sitting there in London, like, me, him, Sam, Malcolm Roach.
Yeah.
And, you know, the funny thing is, like, you ask any of them what their record against OU is,
Yeah.
and they're dead silent. They don't want to talk about it. But now since Texas won, like, they're all rah, rah, rah for the next couple of days. But, you know, Jade's the only one that's, like, jumping up and down when Texas makes a play. Like, Sam and Roach, you know, they've gotten a bunch of, like, butt whoopings by OU.
Right.
So, like, they
So
weren't
they
really,
know.
Yeah.
They know.
But it was tough. It was real tough.
I feel like there's a lot of Texas representation, I'm just realizing, on the Broncos. How are you feeling? Are you talking to George Payton like, yo, my guy?
Yeah, I think Sean did say not too long ago that there's we're at the max
Yeah.
of Texas players.
Yeah.
So that's good to hear, but it is kind of annoying, you know, with so many Texas players in there. But the good thing is, like, you ask all of them, every single last one of them, their record, it's all losing records.
There
so
you
that's
go.
pretty cool.
So you do get the last laugh at the end of the day.
For sure, every single time.
We do love our Sooners here. Marv, you're the best. Thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait to see what you do next week.
Thank you for having me.
You're the best. Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock. Hello, everyone. Thanks for logging on to CBSColorado.com. Time now for a few extra minutes with Marvin Mims Jr., fan favorite on and off the field. You're the best, Marv. You got a big matchup coming up against Dallas, but you're from Texas. You're playing your team you grew up rooting for. What's this going to be like?
Yeah, I think it'll be cool, you know, especially since in high school they built, like, their practice facility in my hometown.
Yeah.
So, like, high school football games are always played, like, at the Star in Frisco, Texas. So it was really cool. Definitely full circle. It'll be cool. It's weird playing home. I'll take a home game, but you know, playing in Dallas would have been a lot cooler.
Yeah.
But it'll be exciting.
Is it weird when you, like, get drafted and then all of a sudden it's like all those allegiances are just gone?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it all makes sense when you think about it, but, like, you don't think about it, but at the same time, it is a little weird. Like, I could care less about the Cowboys now, but, like, growing up, like, that was my team, all this stuff, but, like, now it's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. Now you're orange and blue.
Oh,
Speaking of, first week that you're wearing the throwbacks, how you feel about wearing the throwbacks?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's the fans love it.
Yeah.
We love it. The field's going to be a little bit different, too, so it'll bring a good energy to us on game day, and it'll be exciting just to see that matchup.
They look so clean, and you guys played really well in them. Now you're going against a really top offense. I'm curious. I know it's early in the week, but do you look at a game like this could be a shootout? Like, we're going to have to match them point for point because this is a powerful offensive unit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at what they can do offensively. It's really respectable, especially with, you know, Dak Prescott and the receivers, and Javonte Williams playing really good this year also. And offensively, you know, like, I mean, as a wide receiver, they have really good DBs. They have really good defensive backs. So it's going to be a tough one for us. But at the end of the day, you know, we got to make the most of it and play against them. And, you know, in the special teams, too, they have Kavonte Turnbull, who is also one of the best one of the best returners in the NFL. So it'll be a fun game. You know, hopefully it'll be a good game. We just got to handle it. And, you know, they have a lot of good players. We have a lot of good players, too. So it'll be a lot of fun to watch. It's
nice that you guys you had such a long road trip. So what's it like to kind of now be back at home for really like 4 or 5?
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, like, leaving early to go to Philly and then going from Philly to London. It's kind of like it's a cool thing because you get to experience so much within that week. But at the same time, like, you're kind of thrown off a little bit by your routine. And I think our team does a good job of bringing as much as we can with us so that, you know, players can kind of stick to their routine and all that stuff. But at the same time, you know, everything's still a little different. And I know that the guys on the team try to stay as similar as they can to their routines back here in Denver. But being home for those first 2 or 3 couple of days was so nice.
Yeah.
I just literally just laid with my dog for like 3 hours a day watching movies, all that stuff. And it's special. I mean, it's cool to be back home.
I bet your dog was happy. He was like, you don't get to leave for that long again.
Yeah, for sure. He was excited to see me when I picked him up.
We talked about this a little bit during the show, but if you missed it, you know, there's often the talk about the letdown after such an emotional game. I can't think of a more emotional game than what you guys went through on Sunday. So what is the process like of just getting back on track and not letting it be an emotional letdown this week? Yeah, for sure. I think for us, it's kind of like, today we kind of watched it all, resonated with it all, you know, the offense, the good and the bad and the ugly. And then today and tomorrow just kind of reset, let it all go, get into some Cowboy stuff tomorrow, and then just prepare for them, you know, as the week goes along.
and just be prepared to play Sunday. I mean, they're going to come in wanting to beat us, and we got to go out there and give them the best matchup we can.
With how the season has gone, 5-2, top of the AFC West, you took down the defending champs. You won in crazy fashion, yesterday. How much confidence do you guys have as a group that no matter the situation, you can find a way to win?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of confidence. I mean, we were only, 5-2, we're 7 games in, and we've kind of been in a lot of different situations. We found ways to lose games at the end to really, tough losses, if you think about it. And then we go to Philly, give them the game, and then we go to London, and, we don't play our best ball, but still find a way to win in the end of the game. And then we have a game like this one yesterday where we're basically getting kicked in the whole entire game and then find a way to, explode at the end of the game and win. So, I think the biggest thing is just finding ways to win, and not finding ways to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Marv, you're the best. Thank you for taking the time. I know that it's a lot on a Monday after that win, so we appreciate you more than you know.
Thank you.
You are the best, guys. Thanks for logging on. We'll see you next time.